Hey guys, so great to see you. Welcome to episode 21 of the Winelander Wednesday Roundup. It's so great to see my friends who are here with us live, and for my friends who are watching the replay, I appreciate you taking the time to come and check us out, see what we're all about. I see Joshua's hanging out with us, Donald, John, great to see you guys. Thanks so much for coming and being a part of the powwow today. I appreciate you being here live in person. And again, if you're watching the replay, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for all the love. Y'all, it's been a moment because we were not able to do a Winelander Wednesday Roundup the week prior because I was in Nashville, Tennessee, and holy cow, what a productive trip it was. I was so stinking excited with like everything we accomplished while we were there. I can't obviously delve too deep into all the really good details just yet anyway, but we went out there, we worked on some new music, hit some like photo shoots. I got to do a ton of meetings with some lovely industry professionals while we were out there too, and of course eat my way through Nashville. It was amazing. We had such an incredible time with everybody. The energy, especially on the working team and stuff, was just so electric and exciting, and we really got everything in place for new music releases and all that sort of stuff for this coming year. So we're working really hard behind the scenes to really set everything up for everybody to enjoy this year. And of course, to tie it all back in with a pretty little bow, tours like right around the corner, y'all. It blows my mind every time I sit down to work on it. I mean, and that's every dang darn day. Every damn day we are sitting down working on tour, and it's incredible that it just keeps growing and growing, but it also blows my mind that it's getting closer and closer every day. So I can't wait to see so many of you guys out on the road this year. There are a ton of shows already up on the calendar, with some more updates coming here very soon. I know I talked about it generally speaking, but even though I can't tell the details yet, I can say we do have a show that we're adding onto the calendar in Washington State. There's also some new stuff coming in that'll be in like Illinois. I gotta look at my references. We're working on trying to get some stuff in California, Oregon, and I know there's like a bunch of others that are in the works, on top of states like Arizona, Wyoming, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Kansas, Colorado, Iowa, just to name a few, North and South Dakota, that we already have up that we will be visiting. If I missed your state and you know you're on the calendar, I'm so sorry. It's like trying to list a whole, like all 50 of them. We're not quite there, but it's pretty darn close. So there's a ton of states already posted. Like I said, more to come onto the calendar. So if you haven't seen yours yet, don't lose all hope. We are still working on the schedule, getting things up and going on top of everything else that we've been working on. So it's been a lot of fun working on that. Cowboy John, great to see you. Jim, always wonderful to see you. And yes, I know I probably based off of how hectic the travel schedule is and everything going on, post a little reminder and like my stories on all the other social platforms that I'll be going live on Wednesdays. I know we adapted the live schedule a little bit. The Tuesday shows, which were TikTok and Instagram, are now a little bit more free floating, just because with y'all, everything that's been added to the plate of stuff to do, I just needed that extra time that I spent towards prepping for those shows and running those shows to go into these other projects that we have going on, which at the end of the day still all comes back into providing entertainment and new music and all that sort of stuff like that for y'all. So it's not just because I decided to pick up a random hobby and dedicate time to that. It's truly because we are working so hard on so many different projects to be able to deliver the whole vision of what I really want to execute on this year with you guys. So it's great. But YouTube's still here. I have to say, like, this is one of the broadcasts I truly love the most. I just love being able to sit down with y'all and just talk. whether that's about what I have going on, what you guys got going on in your lives, anything from what type of cheese you guys enjoy to whatever. I just enjoy this time to be able to sit down and catch up with you guys, especially because on Fridays, you know, those Facebook Friday lives are always so much fun. There's music there for y'all to enjoy. However, because the music's in the picture, it means that we don't always get to chit chat as much as I would personally prefer. So I love YouTube. I love the Winelander Wednesday Roundups as a place for us to come and be able to chit chat. So the fact that you're here makes me so happy. And for all my live streaming friends, again, I appreciate you guys being here, hanging out with me. And for my replay fans, just, hey, drop some comments. I always go through and answer them. So, you know, you're still a part of the conversation too. James, great to see you. John Buchanan, hey, from North Carolina. I am having a really good day. It's been nice here in Arizona. So I've been out, I've been working on, like I said, all these different projects that we got going on behind the scenes that unfortunately I can't talk too much about. But they're happening. It's all about tour. It's all about new music and stuff, which I think y'all could probably piece together some of the things that we got going on to get all that ready to go. But yeah, it's been a ton of fun. It's been a good day. Like I said, weather's been beautiful here. It's a little windy outside right now, but you know, apart from that, it's been cake today. Bradley, well, I'm glad you are finally here to be able to watch a YouTube live. He says he misses watching them. So I just want to say thank you for being here. Glad you're able to catch a live stream while it is going on. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. Odell, ooh, fun question. So for those of y'all who might not be on my other social platforms, I did just get a brand new 16-foot long trailer, and it is my equipment trailer for tour. I am so stinking excited about it. We've been talking about upgrading our equipment trailer for, I gotta be real with y'all, the last couple years now. Just because as our production's grown and our equipment's grown, we need more space for everything, and we finally, you know, bit the bullet, got us a big boy trailer. So yeah, she's 16 foot long, 7.5 foot tall. I'm in love. We are in the process of getting it tour ready because it obviously came to us as just a nice big old empty shell. So we stained the inside wood yesterday. That's like all day yesterday what we were doing, and we're working on laying down some carpet and stuff today. We got to build, you know, cabinets, closets, all that sort of stuff like that in there. So we're getting it all prepped and primed to go. But to answer Odell's question, which was, are we going to be putting a logo on the trailer? The answer is yes. I love to put the logo on it. We're working on trying to figure out what does that look like right now. I've been thinking about some like different designs and how I want it to look. Especially like I want to put a QR code on there because so many of y'all, when you see us on the road, you know, are trying to find it on like social media and everything. I just want like a QR code that you can scan. Hopefully if you slow down enough while you're passing on the road, take you to the website and then like have everything there. But I always love seeing people's comments on like my socials and everything, get messages from people that are like, hey, we just saw you going down Interstate 40 or I-10 or whatever, one of the 8 million interstates that we get on every year to go across the United States is. But it's always so wonderful. But yeah, I like to have my logo on the trailer. That way people know exactly who's coming down the road. And it's always really cool too. I've had some really fun interactions with people at like gas stations and Walmarts. And I remember last year we actually were driving into a town that we were going to play, and we stopped at a Walmart to go stock up on like our groceries and everything before the show that night. And father and his younger daughters, I guess, were behind us, and it was a smaller town, so it was known that we were going to be there, we were going to be playing, and they came up to us in the Walmart parking lot, and they were like, hey, we've been following you into town the last couple miles, like, the girls are huge fans, can we, you know, take pictures, all that sort of stuff, and I love things like that. So even more reason to put the logo on the trailer. So that way you guys know when we're in town. I always think it's a ton of fun. So the answer is yes. What does that look like? I don't know yet, but we will definitely be putting the logo up on the new trailer. Daniel, Alderette, great to see you, my friend. Todd, always wonderful to see you too. Alexandro, also welcome. And Todd, you're very welcome for the happy birthday wishes this past Monday. If y'all want to wish Todd a happy belated birthday down in the comments, I know he would appreciate it, but I hope it was an amazing one and you got to celebrate it and it was full of love and fun. Thomas, great to see you too. Let's see. Odell, thank you. She says, check out your bands in town. I don't know if they fully updated it. I will double check on the bands in town dates and make sure that those are all up to date. But the website is one of the best places to go. AshleyWineland.com has all those dates up there. Of course, if you are on like Bands in Town and Songkick and you track artists on either of those platforms, I have my shows up there too. So you can get all the information and stuff like that on there as well. Let's see. And thank you guys for those of y'all who have seen the trailer for all the compliments on her. And yeah, and Jim, totally, 100%. He was like, you got to have the extra room for the merch that you're going to have. Okay, I have to tell you. So there is something that I have dreamt about having forever. And they're a special merchandise case. The first time I ever saw one was with Walker Montgomery when we opened up for him in Iowa a couple years ago. But it is a rolling, like, tour box merchandise case. And when you open it up, it's got cubbies and everything that you can organize merchandise in. And then when you're done, you just close it up and you roll it back in the trailer. We can have one now because the trailer's big enough for it. I was like, hallelujah, amen. Like, between that and my bus having a washer and dryer, I don't know if I've ever been more excited in my life. Part of my, like, get the show ready obligations and duties are to get the merchandise table put together and ready and, like, set up for y'all to come up and visit and check everything out. And I gotta tell you, we were using, like, a tote system. I had, like, 8 million totes I had to ferry back and forth and restock all the time. Now, she's gonna have doors she's gonna open. It's gonna be fantastic. And I can't wait. It's the little things in life, y'all, that, like, we really come to appreciate on the road, especially if it closes up easily and has wheels in a hard case. That is, like, the ultimate tour gold at that point. Let's see. John, that would be wonderful. I'd love to see you at one of our shows this summer. I know we are still working on trying to get out to the East Coast. Usually those dates get booked a little bit later in the year, so I wouldn't totally lose hope. But hey, I also highly encourage y'all to plan some road trips and some mini vacations to come and check out a new place you've never been to before, and maybe you never would have gone to before had we not been playing a show there. And come and see the show and have yourself a good time with everybody. I always think it's really fun when y'all come and travel, but we are always working so hard to get to y'all where you're at, so you don't necessarily have to travel a million miles to come see us. But yes, if you want to take a little vacation, you want to take a road trip, you know, I would love to see you. Dakota, thank you for subscribing. Great to have you as part of the community. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody, make sure to give Dakota a nice big old welcome down in the comments. All right, let's see. And yes, everybody, I know it is that first week of time changes. So I gotta tell you, being from Arizona, my times do not change. It's a gift, truly. I'm a firm believer that we shouldn't be doing that anyway. But I know a bunch of y'all do in a bunch of other places. So I'm glad that y'all got the notice that you are probably going to be watching this broadcast an hour later than you are used to doing. So it will always be 5:30 p.m. I almost said that like it was Facebook. 5 p.m. Mountain Time here on YouTube on Wednesdays. So if you need to install a little Arizona widget clock on your phone or wherever the case may be so you'd be here on time, make sure to do that. Set up your reminder, turn on your post notifications. Here on YouTube, you can do that by ringing the little bell next to the subscribe button. So if you want to be notified when I go live, when I post new videos, all that sort of good stuff, all you got to do is hit the bell notification, and YouTube will make sure that you get a nice little bing, little notification whenever we do anything here on YouTube, but especially the live streams and new videos and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be great. But yeah, make sure to stay in the loop. And Donald, so if you are making a video on like TikTok, Instagram Reels, all that sort of stuff, you can definitely use my music that's up on like Spotify and everything. You can find in like the Instagram Reels or TikToks music archive, so you can go through those and search when it says like add audio. All you gotta do is click on that, type in my name, and all my songs should pull up, and you can pick what songs you want to use out of there and use them in your videos. The answer is absolutely, you can use it in your video, especially if it's like a TikTok and it's a reel or anything like that. You can go pull up the music in the music library when you're editing your reel in the app, add it in there, and it'll all be good to go. But I would love to see what videos you make with my music, and that goes for anybody, y'all. If you got a reel or whatnot that you're using my music in, feel free to tag me in it. I'd love to see it. Let's see. Daniel, I have not made any shows in the trailer yet. That is to come. I am still, like I said, we're installing carpet into the bottom of the trailer because of our equipment and everything. Anything harder than that tends to scratch it up. So we're putting that in there just to keep everything safe, keep the floor, you know, in the right condition and everything. So we got to get all that stuff done. But we have been kind of talking about different configurations and shelving and, you know, closet racks and stuff that we're going to build to make it the best dang equipment trailer you ever seen on the road. All right, let's see. And Claire, so wonderful to have you here. I'm so glad to see so many new people tuning into live streams. Welcome to the community. Thank you also for the compliment. So great to have you here. Everybody, you make sure to wish Claire a nice big old warm Winelander welcome down in the comments. And John Robinette, I loved playing Maryland. Oh my goodness, so much fun. I can't believe it's almost been 2 years since we played Maryland. That was, holy cow, that was a week. Can I tell you, Maryland was the kickoff of a, if I recall correctly, it was a 7 shows in 9 days run. Yeah, I literally had 1 day off out of the 9, and it was chaos. Absolute chaos. It was wonderful, but it was chaos because we started in Maryland and then we worked our way. Actually, no, I think we were somewhere else before that. I think I was in Illinois before that, and I worked my way to Maryland, and then we worked our way down, and we did a bunch of shows in the Carolinas, and then I ended that tour in Florida. That's what it was. We did all of those states and all those shows, all 7 of them, in like a 9-day span, and it was just like, your body didn't have any time to catch up. You were just in like pure survival, go, go, go mode. But we had so much fun with y'all in Maryland, and it was so fun. Y'all were our very first show that we ever played in Maryland. So I love it out there. I actually have quite a bit of family out there. And so I hope I get the pleasure of coming back out to Maryland here very soon and hanging out with you guys again, because we truly had a blast. Truly, truly had a blast. All right. And Daniel, I'm glad you're enjoying the stories. I like it when things come up. I like to just sprinkle little tidbits from the road, because you know, there's only so much that you can capture in like vlog footage or write about in a blog and whatnot. And there's always little things too that I think we tend to forget about happened until something comes up and we start remembering and start talking about it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this happened. This would be fun. I like bringing you guys into more of the behind the scenes side of it all, because truly there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and unfortunately the majority of it's never like properly documented anywhere for y'all to enjoy. So I love being able to tell you little stories from the road. I think it's super fun. And RV Radio Records, I love that name. Greens from Central Wisconsin. Hey, we got quite a few shows up in Wisconsin this year. I know we're playing Stump Dodger Bash in Gays Mills, Wisconsin, July 6th. Yes. And then we're actually in Toma, Wisconsin for 4th of July, which I am so stoked about. We had so much fun this past year in Toma. What a wonderful community. Such a cool event. So I was super excited that not only do we get to go back this year, but we also get to do it for one of the most fun summer holidays that we could possibly have. So it's going to be a really fun 4th of July week in Wisconsin with everybody. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, Odell. So we're talking about things that really weren't properly documented, and yeah, we didn't really talk about was, yeah, last year on the road, I was definitely sick. Oh, yeah. So for those of y'all who are maybe newer here, last year I found out literally 2 weeks before I ended up going out on the road that I needed my gallbladder removed. It was making me super ill. But I had 4 months of touring in front of me, and so I said, we're gonna wait until the tour's done, because I refuse to cancel 4 months worth of shows. I just won't do it. I ain't doing it to the people. I'm not doing it to these event coordinators. We're gonna just buck it up. You know what I mean? And and we just went out there. And I have to tell you, you know, we had so much fun at shows, and there was still a lot that was so incredibly enjoyable about it. But I have to say, it was probably the hardest thing physically and mentally that I've probably done in my life thus far. There were many days where I was down for the count. Especially on like weeks where we had, you know, 4 back-to-back shows. By the time we got to day 5, I just had to, I had to turn the key off. There was no way I was doing anything other than just resting and getting back into it and everything. But yeah, I felt pretty darn proud of myself by the end of it all to say, like, hey, I know that I showed up to every single show and I gave everything I possibly could in those moments. And I definitely was glad that I did not have to waste a second more as soon as I got home to have my surgery. So I had my gallbladder taken out at the beginning of October. I've been a much better person since, and thank goodness, because yeah, if you've ever had gallbladder problems, like, ugh, I feel for you, but there was a light at the end of the tunnel. I just had to have surgery to go find it. But yeah, I have to tell you, one of the hardest things, it's gonna seem silly, one of the hardest things about that was obviously certain things would really upset my stomach, and unfortunately for tour, of all the times, the like one thing that really set me off was coffee. I couldn't drink coffee the whole tour. When I tell you, I cried when I realized that it was my coffee that was like making me so ill some days towards the beginning of the tour. That was rough. That was real rough. Those caffeine withdrawals were gnarly, but I found that I could drink like green tea and kind of float by. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't the kick in the rear end I needed to get my day started, but it was like better than nothing, you know? So yeah. And John, yes, I know. There's so many different places that are getting Supercross races in like the United States this year. They just did a race in Birmingham, Alabama, which I loved. What a fun race. But yeah, there's a bunch of different places that they're going to that, you know, typically aren't a part of the Supercross season. And if I recall correctly, I think Charlotte's one of the like World Supercross Championship races. So holy cow, that's going to be fun. And if you have the ability to go, definitely go. Oh, it's such a blast. That's going to be amazing. And John Strader asks, how is your tour schedule coming along and is it filling up? Absolutely, it is filling up. Our summer's really fleshing out. We're even booking out into September right now, so we're working on September dates at the moment too. So there's going to be a bunch of new places as part of those September dates that we're working on. But yeah, it's great. It's really filling out, and like I said, I cannot wait to get out and entertain y'all, showcase the new music, because there's going to be new music coming out this year, and it's all part of tour and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be really wonderful, and I can't wait to just, like I said, come out and entertain y'all and everything. And Donald, I am wearing these cute little cross earrings right here. So if you were wondering, boom, bang, bam, right there. And Domingo, great to see you. Thanks so much for tuning in today. And Jim, don't worry. I don't have to do the whole gallbladder experience again, because once it's gone, you know? So, yeah, we're all good on that front. We won't ever have a repeat of that exact scenario again. But yeah, I'm feeling much better, because I saw Bradley ask how I'm feeling. Much better, y'all. Holy cow. It's a healing process, but I gotta tell you, it's much better than what I had going on. Let's see. Cassie, great to see you, girl. And Jim, totally, I love this comment. So, you know, it's going to be cool this year is you and Sawyer Brown will both be having new music come out. And August 23rd, they released their Desperado Troubadours album. I love Sawyer Brown. I am, like, absolutely thrilled that we will be getting to open for them again in Minnesota up at Raleigh's Rednecks and Longnecks. My Sauk Rapids, St. Cloud area friends, holy cow, come out. If you're not even like up in that part of Minnesota, make the road trip to come and see that one, because it is so much fun. We've had the pleasure of opening up for them before, a couple years prior, actually at Raleigh's in Minnesota, and so we're getting to share the bill with them again this year, and I had so much fun the last time, and I know y'all had a blast too who were there, and it's gonna be even better this time, because yeah, they came out with brand new music. I'll have brand new music. It's gonna be just like new music galore at this thing, and it's just like, oh, my heart. Also, if you just love those really high energy, super fun shows, what a better one to come out to. Obviously, like, I'm gonna give you my all, but I also know Sawyer Brown gives his all. He's I've talked about this before, but I can't even begin to explain it. It threw me off so bad when we went up on stage for sound check when we opened up for them a couple years ago. So as part of their setup, okay, picture this. So the front of the stage, there was this big black square. It was shiny, and I was like, never seen that before. I wasn't sure at first if it was some like new way gaffers were putting down cables so they weren't trip hazards. Oh no. Oh no, no. This thing felt like it had been slicked with oil. It's basically a pad. If you've ever seen Sawyer Brown perform, you might understand this, but it was a big old slick shiny pad on the stage so that he could spin really fast and like slide across the stage. But of course, being the opening act, that also meant that I had to go stand on this big black shiny square on stage and try not to eat it and or do the splits. That was certainly a challenge, especially because we all know, like, cowboy boots most of the time, like, there's no tread on there. It is just like, it's smooth, you know? So I was just like, woo, woo. I am very fortunate to say I walked out of that show and I did not bust my booty, but there were some moments where, whew, I feel like I got real close, but it's been really fun. I can't wait for that. And yeah, It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be a blast. So if you're up, like I said, in that area, it's just come see it. Tickets are already up and available for that show. So if you go on Raleigh's Rednecks and Longnecks website, you can get your tickets for that. There's also tickets to see my own show on the big outdoor stage at Raleigh's that is taking place earlier in the summer. So if you wanted to come see just yours truly up there on the big old stage, they are selling tickets for that now as well on the Raleigh's Rednecks and Longnecks website. So for my Minnesota friends, there's going to be a couple different opportunities for y'all to come see us, but I am super stoked to be headlining the outdoor stage, especially at Raleigh's. That's reserved for the national headliners, the, you know, big boys like the Sawyer Browns. And last year we opened up for the Bellamy Brothers on that stage, and they were so gracious and so kind to give us our own headlining show on that big outdoor stage. So tickets are available now. If you're able to come out, I would love to see you guys, and it would mean the world to me if you would help support and purchase your tickets. So yeah, it's gonna be a ton of fun. There's so many cool shows on the schedule, with, like I said, more cool shows to come down the pipeline. Just waiting to get all that information and the A-OK to be able to post them. But yeah, it's gonna be a blast. It is going to be a blast. So if you haven't checked out the schedule yet, make sure to go visit my website, ashleywineland.com, and you can see the whole lineup there. But yeah, like I said, more to come. It's definitely far from being done. We are still adding shows as we speak. So yeah, stay in the loop. I appreciate you guys being here, hanging out with me and everything. If you made it this far, your comment made me laugh about the trailer. It could be one of those mobile coffee bars. And I was just talking about coffee. So if you made it this far in the live stream, or if you're watching this on the replay, I would love if you would leave, when this video does go up for replay especially, I would love if you could leave a coffee cup emoji in your comment somewhere. The comment doesn't even have to be about coffee, but just somewhere in the comment, put the coffee cup, so that way I know you made it all the way to the end. You were a trooper and stuck it out for the whole 30 minutes that we've been here chit-chatting and talking and having some fun. I appreciate you so much. Until I see you again, which hopefully I get to see you on a Friday for the Facebook Friday Live, but if not, I will hopefully see you back here on YouTube next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Mountain Time for another Winelander Wednesday Roundup. So until then, be safe, have fun, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!